Next up, where are we at with Ronald Acuña Jr. right now? So
Sky high.
you can brag for a sec because he's on pace for close to 80 swipes. He has a shot. He's on pace for at least about 40 homers. And his pace, I think the last I checked for stolen bags was in like the high 70s. Dude has the potential for a 40-80 season. Fuck 40-40. 40-80.
Oh, I just the numbers he's putting up. Remember, Chipper Jones said it the other day. He's the best baseball player. I don't want to misquote it that he's ever seen, or what did he say?
I think on the Braves.
On the Braves.
Or the best Braves baseball player
Yeah.
he's ever seen. And he's proven it right now, man. His swing is so smooth. Like, he brings so much force, but it's so like effortless. Eric, it's hard to explain. His swing and his bat path, it comes so hard, but it looks so smooth at the same time. And boom, right off the bat, it's going to be. He hits balls hard, man, and it's just fun to watch.
Yeah, when he can drive balls to the opposite field with the way he does, I thought he was kind of a different hitter when he would sit on breaking balls and hammer them 450 feet to right center. Like, that was crazy to me. Now he's catching up to heaters too. I think he could catch up to heaters before, but I think now he's hitting both. It's incredible. And I think Dave O'Brien said it the other day. He was like, if he does this for the next 5 years, he's going to be the best Atlanta Braves hitter that I've ever seen. Well, I have a hard time believing he's actually doing this for an entire year. So I have an even tougher time believing he can run this much for 5 more years. But it is incredible what he's doing. To get over 70 bases, we made fun of Todd incessantly. And I did it, and I was the ringleader of it. If he gets over 70,
he didn't do it yet. Relax.
And that's what I'm saying. It is still a long way. There is so much. Ask any base stealer. Stealing bases is wear and tear.
Ask me.
What was your high?
You had a 20 bag season, right?
That's what I said. Ask me. Ask any base stealer.
Yeah.
What was your high?
20.
You know what your high was.
20.
20 exact?
Yeah.
Were you more tired after that season than any other season?
Yeah, I was exhausted. I'm usually always exhausted. So.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Okay, so Acuña's currently at 41. He's got 2 horses in this race. Because Topfather just said someone's hitting 70 plus.
Mm-hmm.
Ruiz is at 42. He's leading the league. So even if Acuña ends up slowing it down or has to miss some time, because he does, miss little stints here and there.
You know what's going to hurt me is if they all of a sudden their lead grows more and more, they're going to give him time off. Mm-hmm. Eric, don't shake your head. That's not nice.
Yeah, but Ruiz isn't going to get time off. It's going to be the only thing you're following in Oakland in the
second
half.
But I know, understood, but I'd like to see Ronald do it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got on that one.
No, I'm with you. But to me, is he the number one reason, AJ, why the Braves are this good right now? Or would you say it still has to do with like Sean Murphy being added or Marcell Ozuna resurrecting his hitting profile? What do you think?
Well, it's a total team effort. Their whole infield is in the All-Star game. But Acuna starts in the first inning. That's a dude that if he gets on base, you look at his numbers the first inning, they're ridiculous too. So power, stealing bases, getting on base. Their numbers in the first inning blow every other team's numbers out of the water. And I remember seeing this kid when he was like 16, 17 years old, my last year with the Braves in spring training. They had Riley and him, and our one of the hitting guys for the Braves, Greg Walker, said, "Hey man, I want you to check out this guy, Austin Riley." And they were hitting in a cage together on the minor league side. So I walked over there and I was like, "Damn, that Riley kid's good, but who the hell's this other kid, Acuna?" And they're like, "Yeah, where do you see that guy play?" And they were right. Both those guys are studs, and Acuna turned out to be even better. But, man, these dudes are impressive. And, yes, Acuna, is the best player in the National League right now. Most exciting for sure.
The one other thing, Kratz, because we talked about it at the beginning of the year, he used the injury as an excuse last year. He was fucking right. Mm-hmm. He was right. The injury was a good excuse. Sure, there could be other things as well, but he said it consistently. My knee's not the same. Some guys hide injuries. Some guys probably use them as an excuse. Fair to say that he was on point to be like, yo, my knee is not the way it should be right now. And you can see what it looks like when he's intact.
He was very much on point, and I was very much against the whole my knee hurts kind of thing. His effort when I went to go see him play in Atlanta when I was with the Phillies doing stuff was below average, and I was off on it. I was like, that's like you need a little bit of a better effort. Well, the effort was because his knee must have hurt, and he clearly shows that he has this otherworldly ability to do what he can do. But I would contend that if you take him out of the lineup, the Braves are still the Braves, which is crazy to say that you take a MVP out of the lineup. But it is such a stacked team that I think the Braves are still the Braves without him.
Well, I totally disagree with that. The Braves are not near as good without him, and he needs to be 100%. And the other thing is, you have to understand about Ronald Acuña. If you talk to people inside the Braves organization before, he's grown up a lot before the injury. He had a little bit of a dog reputation where he wasn't the hardest player / worker. And you saw some of Freddie Freeman's things that he said when he left, and they kind of had a little back and forth. And I'm not picking on the kid, but there was a little bit of, can we trust this guy with the franchise? Well, he's turned that all around because he's changed. Whether he's grown up or he's changed his work ethic or what. But right now, I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find a guy, Acuna, Ohtani, that you'd want to start a franchise with first.
Go ahead, say it. What were you going to say about the deal? You could say it.
No, I just said
he's cheap as shit right
now.
Yeah,
he should be
$17 million a year.
He's
a top
I just said,
player in the sport.
Imagine what he'd be making if he, didn't have the deal he had right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can say that for a lot of the Braves. Albies, you can say that about him. He signed a worse deal. Riley, I mean, they're smart. Anthopoulos is smart.
Yeah, you're going to say that about Sean Murphy too.
Yeah. Olsen, you could probably say that about Olsen.
You might say it about Strider coming up soon too, if he keeps this up.
Eric, to your point, I think I would agree with you on that. I still think they'd be a really good team. I don't think they'd be as dominant, but I still think they'd be a pretty good team.
I still think they're up by 5 games in the East without Acuna. Yeah. And 4 games is a ton. I'm not saying that. The Braves are a juggernaut.